and with the president, and the president officiated at the groundbreaking for the construction of the standard gauge railway. And I remember sometime, I think in October, there was an update to the country that now funds had been secured. It was in the New Vision and Monitor newspaper, and we were looking up to construction starting within this quarter. However, in your document, you are now talking of commencing works. Commencing works in the next financial year, in 2026-2027 financial year. So I am just wondering, why do we keep giving conflicting statements? Because even when the president came to commission the largest steel works, Devik, in Tororo, in November, his statement was clear that the works were going to begin early this year. Now, if you're telling us next financial year, that now is another story. Some of us have been riding on this and telling people to prepare and start looking after chicken and all these to sell to those who are coming to work. So I need clarification as to why the ministry or the government is keeps shifting when works on the standard gauge railway are to commence. Secondly, I must also register my disappointment with what I see here, the amount of money allocated for road maintenance. While 1 billion shillings was given, that is not adequate to the districts for road maintenance, but also generally the maintenance for roads, the budget for road maintenance in this country. You cannot allocate a mere 10 billion shillings for road maintenance under the Uganda Road Fund. What is this that we are talking about? I know you gave us, and this 1 billion shillings we have been requesting that let it be mainstreamed into the URF budget and sent the way it has been coming to districts, because they are also, we've not yet resolved the issues of the accountability around that money. And I also want to state, Honorable Minister, that the law still stands. I'm not sure that we amended the law regarding funding for the road fund. That law has never been implemented, and I am trying to find out from you as the sector minister, when the president talks about the bad roads and the state of the roads in this country, do you tell him the actual problem is funding for maintenance? You construct beautiful roads, and before you know it, the roads are not there. You are back to Maram. Why? Because there is no funding for road maintenance. So can we prioritize funding for road maintenance? And this takes me to my other question, Honorable Minister, regarding the money which has been shifted from road maintenance to paying for these new number plates. Yes, at some point we were told that the money would be recovered, these vehicle number plates, that the person who was contracted, that Russian company, would recover his costs from funds which, according to the Road Fund Act, are meant to be used for road maintenance. I need clarification on that, because that matter You were supposed to have brought a statement on the floor, but we went into campaigns before that happened. So I want to understand whether that is still the case. I need an answer on that, Honorable Minister. The gentleman talked about regional offices for motor vehicle registration. Which regional offices are you actually talking about? Can you list these regions that you're talking about? Otherwise, we have a regional office in Mbale that is not serving us. Tororo should be, Bukedi should be a region of its own. And we want an office in Tororo. I have said this time and again. All the other regions, the IGG has a regional office in Tororo. Under Ministry of Lands, they have a region in Tororo. Police has a region in Tororo. Tororo is a region. Bukedi. Tororo is the headquarters of Bukedi. Can we have, I hope, among the regions you are talking about, we are there. Now, when you talk about street lights, street lighting and union, only 3 billion is available. Which streets are you actually talking about? Street lights where? Are you talking about municipalities? Are you talking about cities? Are you talking about, what exactly are we talking about? Because I see some, anything can be a street anyway. So, the restoration of the national roads budget, 1.7, I think this is trillion. 1,758,000,000 is what is required, and the current budget is 536 billion. I think this is something that we should critically look at, because where are we standing in as far as the contractors who are owed money? I remember we had a number of contractors who had not yet been paid. I don't know what the position is now. And when I see this, considering the state of the roads currently, I think we are under budgeting for roads. There is nothing that can move in this country if we do not focus on having good roads. So, Honorable Minister, I need answers to those as I prepare others, if Honorable Cooper does not ask. My last issue is on the meter gauge. I don't know if it was reported, so I stepped out a little, because work on the meter gauge slowed down when Sogea was on, but you got a new contractor. Can we know the progress of works to date? Where are we? It is there? Okay, sorry, I missed. I was on phone handling important matters also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Linus.
Thank you. The team, I talked about the meter gauge railway, that they will prioritize and rehabilitate certain routes. So we wanted him to be specific, because he did not mention which particular railway lines you're going to rehabilitate. Because if you look at the Kamwenge, Kazo, even the one heading to Hima, those ones also, I think, for business purposes and transportation, those areas would be should be a priority. So we wanted to know which particular areas or sections you've mentioned. Then we also have it's not in this program, but Honorable Minister, I wanted to find out the fate or the program for that section between Kafu and Rwakisanyi, around Pastor Kakande's farm. There's a lot of depressions, and the heavy trucks always have a lot of challenges navigating through that section. So we would want to know what programs you have for that. Then on the Duka roads, most of these roads were worked on, but the contractors have not yet been paid. And I remember a few months ago, we gave Ministry of Works a lot of money through the supplementary. I sit on the budget committee, so I want to find out why these contractors have not been paid yet. Then the fate of Chira, Matuga, Nansana Road, we were told that you just advise the contractor to be there so that when people are passing, they know as if works is ongoing. But that road they've been working on that very short kilometer for the last 7 or 8 years. So what is the problem? Because there's nothing happening on the road, and that's the road even most of your members here use, or government officials. Then finally, I would also request, maybe we have Biali Trading Center. We would also request the ministry to help us with street lights in that trading center, because the South Sudanese refugees have become a problem. They have become really a big problem in that town. Thank you.
He has the budget for the street light, so he can incorporate that in. But he will answer.
Thank you.
Honorable Okupa.
Yeah, thank you.
Minister, page 1 in the big book, and it's still page 1 on the summary, where we have that is the Ministry of Works, where we have the recurrent wage and non-wage. Financial year 2026-27. You have wage 55.046, non-wage 692.946, and you have a total of 6071934. When you go to the summary, you have non-wage you have wage 53.27, non-wage 677.55, and you have total 6209.42. I don't know whether you have seen it. The PS could have seen it. PS, have you seen it? Not yet. The person who presented, have you seen it? In the book, in the big book, page 1. Ministry of Works. Ministry of Works, we go to the recurrent budget. I mean, yes. So look at wage and non-wage. Then you go financial year 2026/27. In the big book, you have wage as 55.046. In the summary, you have wage as 53.27. This one, the paper. I don't know whether PS has seen it. The summary has a different figure. Equally, when you go to the non-wage, the big book has 692,946. The summary has 677. So equally, the total down in the big book is very different from the total in the summary. So you need to harmonize that. Then my general comments. Colleagues have hinted about the SGR, the standard gauge railway. It's very painful that we shall still continue talking about standard gauge railway when I'm in Bugabula, General seated there growing coffee, waiting for it to come really. It has been there for years. We wasted to go to Nairobi. We have missed going to Dar es Salaam to see. They came late, but now they have finished theirs. General, we don't know what is happening to the standard gauge railway really. The president the other day, that person in the standard gauge railway is even my OB. I have issues. My OB, the president the other day launched. Now what he launched, I sympathize with Sarah Opendi because he launched from his area. At least for us in Kamuli, we are still far from the distance. But General is tough. Let's see that dream really come to reality. I don't know what we have to do. I came to Parliament when standard gauge railway was an issue on table. Now I've gone when it's still an issue on table. I will come back in 2031 when it's still an issue on table. So it's an issue. It has improved, different from what we saw. The colleagues that I went with, in fact, they had even locked us out. You must have heard. We agreed, we went on schedule, we informed the Minister of Works, but we had to spend the time there for clearance. But it's still far from the picture they have painted. You'll have to... Buvuma ferry. I don't know whether the ferry is so small to accommodate the passengers. General, you must book in advance and you may reach there and you fail. You go to Buvuma, you fail to board because it's full. You wait when it's again full. You can't access. You can spend 2 days without crossing. Unless you have a name, they book a space for you. At least Uganda Airline, when you book, maybe you can get the ticket if you have the money. The challenge with the Buvuma ferry is free, but you must have the name. If you don't have the name, it's hard. For me, if I'm crossing, I must first call Honorable Migade to book for me, imagine. So, General, kindly, may I trust you? I know how you fix things. Kindly intervene in Buvuma ferry so that when I'm not an MP, I can easily cross. If I've been an MP and I've been calling a colleague, what will happen? Go for the launch. My friend Katushabe, my commissioner, my great friend, you see, General, Mr. Katushabe has been my friend for years, but I'm the only person during campaign that he doesn't give money. He gives some friends. But me doesn't as a friend. It's his personal money, not from your ministry. He sells his cows like the president. The president will sell his cows and give. So it's his personal money. So he helps friends, but I think I should be a good friend. Mr. Katushabe, road safety. You know, we are losing people. We are losing people. I don't know what we have to do. Colleagues, I don't know whether in one we must have a specific supplementary that this supplementary must only address issues of road safety. I don't know, General, what we have to do. Colleagues, I don't know what we have to do. But we are losing lives innocently. Let's have something fixed. We are losing lives, General. So I don't know, but let us be seen doing something to save lives. It's still a terrible thing. It's still a problem.
Maybe the question is, but why is it that every financial year that department is underfunded, understaffed, underfunded? What is the problem? Why can't it be? Why can't we get money for? Because it's about life. Yeah, how can we be reluctant with something that concerns life?
The General will answer.
This accident takes any one of us.
The General will answer.
I think we need really to be very serious on this. Not only the General, but even as a committee.
The PS.
Even as a committee. Of course, now when we try to reallocate things change. They're saying, yeah, because we used to do that. But from the last financial when we were blackmailed, I don't know now. Maybe we need to still attempt to do that. Because it's about life.
I don't know, as colleagues, as Honorable Kupa is observing, when I talk about road safety, and the challenge we are having now is not that you know how to drive. You can lose life even if you are the best driver on road. Somebody will come from nowhere, anything will happen. Let us dedicate a full year, PS, let's dedicate a full year, and the biggest percentage goes to saving life. And we do something. We are losing life, we shall continue losing life. We shall come here, continue making these statements. Let's do something. Then my friend, Building Review Board, Flavia, the journals have frustrated this department, and it remains a nightmare. You find a building in the middle of the road, because when the building is less than a meter from the is built in the road reserve, isn't it in the middle of the road? So now I stopped. I left the word mafias. I think they are now. I don't know the title, which title they have, but they are not generals, but they have another title now. They have frustrated this department. They have frustrated this section. We don't know what to do. Maybe I don't know. Honorable Cooper maybe has something to say.
It's good that General, you are here, that department is here, and KCC is here. Because you're supposed to be working together. Because with that board, how we changed the land use? I mean the planning. Because now you find in Kololo, this no longer residential. People are building.
The committees allowing people to build in road reserves, and how that is frustrating the National Building Review Board as an entity supervising building regulations in this country. Kawaliga Airport, that one I'll update because I've just been there. Road safety issues, I think Katushabe will also give an answer, and not an answer, you would really respond to it because it is an issue. So let me respond to this few, and then the issue of road maintenance fund. I think we need Parliament and all of us need to aggressively address this, because it will not, we shall never solve it by blame game. If we don't pay attention to road fund maintenance, to maintenance of our roads, and give it enough money, it doesn't matter how many abuses I'll get as a minister, the roads will be deteriorating. So that's a matter which we need to address squarely as a country. It doesn't make sense for us to keep developing new roads and we are not maintaining the old stock which we have. So we need to look at it squarely, and I think I'm happy that Parliament and your committee and the committee on budget at one time appreciated this challenge of road maintenance. Otherwise, as I speak now, I don't have an answer why we need 1.7 trillion and yet the budget is providing only a paltry 500 or something of that kind. So I think we need to have a full discussion also with the Minister of Finance, so that, because I don't command the purse, this has a lot to do with where the money comes from. And so we need to be on the same page with us, Parliament and Minister of Finance, to be able to appreciate why we should need more money and more so now, because for a long time we have neglected maintenance of our road stock. So the deterioration now, we are paying the price. And so we need to get enough money, and that's why we had come up with the request for the supplementary, but PS will talk about that. And now the issue of this...
But Chair, I think maybe when we are doing the policy statements, I think we need to have the Minister of Finance here, the Attorney General,
yes,
and the committee. Because I remember in the last budget discussion, we put the Attorney General to task that the Road Fund Act is very clear. on this
Yeah.
money. And that regional agreed, say, no, I don't know why the law should not be implemented, because the law is very clear. So why is finance not releasing the money, putting the money of the road fund? That time, we need to have all the things and find what is the challenge, what's the problem.
Honorable Leroy Tukasese, we have decided that it doesn't make sense now to do a meter gauge because there is no line to rehabilitate anyway. And the whole line was was vandalized. So what we are doing is doing a feasibility study for a standard gauge for that section. It will move from Kampala to Kasese, Kasese to the border on Mpondwe, and then with the spur which will go down to Moko, where we have the iron ore. Yeah, that the challenge, one again, going back to Honorable Cooper, to what you have been talking about, getting the 50. The bigger the land you acquire, the more the money. And you can see what has happened to Kiramatuga. Why it is stalling, why it's not moving fast, because of land acquisition.